Welcome! I'm your hero Abigail, and today I want to talk to you guys about the effects of a little something called unschooling. Have you heard of it? It's everything I see these days, and I decided to give you guys my take about it because my take is the only take that matters. And everybody who agrees with me, but my take is more important. Moving on, I have seen these two creators, I'll put their handles up, a lot on my For You page and just in general. Every time I see this woman with the big wide eyes and the forehead tattoo, I can't tell if it's my sleep paralysis demon or just some random woman who doesn't really know what she's talking about and is instead neglecting her children. In my personal humble opinion. Now, that being said, let's get into this video because it's definitely a doozy and it's just a lot to talk about. Because it makes me so mad thinking that these parents exist. I don't know, guys, it just seems a little weird. In case you don't know what unschooling is, I'll give you a brief summary. Unschooling is when you decide to take your children out of school and basically homeschool them, but instead of having a set curricular, you just go with the flow and you support their interests and whenever they ask a question, you answer it. Pretty simple, right? Except that's not school, hence the unschooling. You're not teaching your child anything. To tell you the truth, when a child goes to school, they are there for 8 hours of the day, at least in America. You're there for 8 hours, and you sit there and you learn. You go from class to class, you sit there and you learn. Yes, agreed. It is annoying sometimes, and you just dread going there. Especially my junior year, I hated going to school. Like every day I went to school, I found myself going closer and closer to hell because that is my school as I live in Ohio. I do agree with you wanting to be more involved in your child's life, you wanting to support their interests, you wanting them to learn real world stuff, not just stuff in a textbook. 100%. I agree with that. That's understandable. You don't gotta take them out of school for it. You don't gotta do that, believe it or not. But let's just go down this little rabbit hole of these two influencers talking about their experience in unschooling. The first one I'm going to talk about is
We have
this
52
one.
days until I pull my child out of public school and start unschooling him. He will be in second grade. But I want to share some things with you guys that I'm going to be doing to make sure that I don't fuck up his education.
So in this video, she basically talked about how she doesn't like the public school system and that's why she wants to take her child out of it. School is hell sometimes and I understand that to a certain extent. However, why wouldn't you just make your kid do online school or actually homeschool them? Personal opinion. Now, as I understand having a vendetta against the public school system, like I said before, I have firsthand experience with hating teachers. I'm pretty traumatized to tell you the truth. Second grade, that was not a good year for me. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. That was that I feel like that was the downfall of it all. She posted another video that is now deleted, but you know your girl saved it. What can I say? I'm just that good. In this video, she is basically explaining how her son's teacher had a power trip, and in reality, the teacher just simply asked her to sign the kid's homework every day, so she knows that the kid had homework, and also so she can just tell that the parents are involved. I don't think that's like too much to ask, to tell you the truth. Um, you just have to sign your name and date it. Who? She said she didn't have the time. You don't have the time to sign a piece of paper, but you're gonna take your kid out of school and teach them? I'm sorry. Teach them? Outrageous. It's all it is. This influencer also posted a video about how her children won't ever want to be a doctor or a lawyer because they weren't around that, and instead they're only around their mom, who is a influencer. So that's what they're going to want to be. Because that's how that works. Also, were your parents influencers? I don't think so. I don't think your parents were talking about unschooling on TikTok and that's why you're doing what you're doing. I don't think. What if your child that you took out of school could have cured cancer? But now they're going to be severely underdeveloped in every single thing because you don't know what you're doing because you're not a teacher. Going on with that, this other creator, the one with the crazy eyes, yeah, her, they haunt me in my sleep. I'm telling you guys, I am scared. These influencers, I really do not remember who, but whoever it was will be up on screen, jump scare or not, was talking about all of the curriculums that they will be learning when they're out and about, talking about math and English and maybe science. Maybe science. I'll repeat that one more time for you guys. Maybe science. Do you not know how important science is in our daily lives? Do you not you don't get that? No? Okay. Science is a very important thing to know about, even if you're not like 100%. Oh, I know this. Brain blast. I have an idea. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to do that. Though you should still probably know about it. Moving on from that, you don't care if your kid's antisocial? You think you don't need to be socialized? Chat, I think we are gravitating further and further from being smart. How do you think your child doesn't need to be socialized because you don't leave the house? How is that your child's fault? It's not. Plain and simple. It's not your child's fault because you don't like to talk to people. I don't like talking to people. Look at me. Look at the things behind me. You think I like talking to people? No. You should still teach your child socializing skills. Also, you want to sit here and be like, oh, well, my child only needs to talk to me. What? If I only ever talked to my mother, I think I would absolutely go insane. Love her, but I would go batshit crazy. Your child needs to understand how to have a sentence with a regular person. They need to get a job one day. They don't know how to talk to people. I don't understand how you could, in any capacity, be okay with basically underdeveloping your child by giving them false information like they're being pink in the rainbow. Yeah, there is a reason teachers go to school to teach people because it's not as easy as being, oh, this color is yellow. Now you know English. That's not how that works. It's not how that works. Plain and simple. Not how that works. And you're honestly so stupid. You are stupid. I hate calling people dumb. You're dumb. Plain and simple. You are dumb. The lady with the demon eyes is actually the woman who gave her child the wrong color in the rainbow, which, yes, mistakes happen, I understand. She was trying to explain something that her child asked. Right after shushing her, you know what? Just play the clip.
And then there'll be plugs for the different versions of the audiobook, the book, etc. Something that's what? Oh, etc. means.
How are you, as a mother who is unschooling your kid, to say, oh, I'm going to be a better teacher because my child's going to ask me questions and I'm going to answer them? Your child was going to ask you a question and you went, shh. This is neglect. This is neglect. The only reason, and I guarantee you, the only reason she even acknowledged what her kid was going to ask is because she was talking to her web designer who could expose her. That's literally the only reason I could see it. Why are you telling your kid to shush when you decided to be their teacher? I can't imagine that one day in the future I'm gonna be out and about doing my own and I'm gonna probably hear this conversation going on one day. Mama. Yeah. I I was on my tablet and I saw a little video. And they were talking about something called the multiple equation at the multiply tables. I want to know what the multiply tables with that multiplication tables, or you could call them the time tables. Yeah, yeah. What is that? I never heard of that before. I want to learn about that. I am so proud of you, Sally. Thank you so much for coming to me to know about your multiplication tables. I would love to teach you about that. You know, I'm so proud of you at your ripe age of 22. At your ripe age of 22, I'm so proud of you that you're finally coming to me for multiplication tables. Yeah, I know. I'm pretty smart. What can I say? I'm literally the best. I'm literally the best. I don't know that's all I can say. I'm just that good, to tell you the truth. I'm just that good. The fact that this woman posts about this very explicit topic while also posting about her children, that seems a little weird. Talking about edging, and then you just swipe up, and the next video you see is you talking about taking care of your children. Could you imagine a teacher doing this while teaching a class? Because they would get fired. Before I get my panties in a wad.
Before you get your panties in a wad, listen.
My panties are actually not in a wad. My panties are very straight. Unlike yours. Your panties are very gay. Well, I know I've kind of just been rambling and going on a topic and off a topic and on a different topic, but overall, we just need to think about the fact that your child shouldn't have to basically teach themselves. This one creator, who I will put a video on the screen, talks about how she was a victim of unschooling, and this young lady had to be very behind in all her classes. When she finally did go to public school, she felt ashamed and embarrassed because she was not up to date with everything else. Because unschooling, you have to ask these questions. You're not going to ask questions about math when you don't care about it. You don't want to care about it. It's boring because you're a child. It's not something you want to learn. So obviously you're not going to ask about it. Why would you on purpose make it up to your child to decide on what they decide to learn or not when you don't even know the answers to anything, and you won't help your child, like you won't guide your child to what they should learn about? Doesn't that just seem like a little messed up to you? A child should not have to watch a YouTube video by themselves while their mom is talking about edging to whoever the fuck to figure out how to read. That's not okay. As a person who had to learn how to read and write by themselves, though I was not a victim of unschooling, I still had to teach myself how to read and write. My handwriting is shit, but that's what you can expect from a child teaching themselves how to write. No matter how many of those line papers that I use, my handwriting will always be bad. And it's just the unfortunate truth. Although, because I did go to public school, I was able to get better at reading. I also have this thing called an IEP. So I was kind of able to understand things a little easier because they got taught to me in a different way, which a lot of these kids, if they end up going to public school, are probably going to have to be in. They're probably going to have to be in an alternative schooling or have an IEP because they were unfortunately not able to learn the same way after not learning for how many years? As a person who had to teach themselves these things, it's not very fun. You always will feel behind. Even if you are caught up, you're always going to feel behind compared to everybody else because you're not at their exact level. You're not where you should be, therefore you are not good enough. And that is not a good mindset. This is something that they're definitely going to have to deal with as they get older, and I honestly can only pray that these parents knock some sense into them and they realize, hey, I shouldn't take the opportunity for my child to learn and grow and be a better human being than someone else away from them. I should allow them to express their interests while they're at home, teach them how to clean, teach them how to read labels, teach them not to pick the moldy strawberries, but they can still be in school for that. Just because you wanted your car to get clean doesn't mean you had to take your kids out of school. Tell them to stand their asses up, grab a bucket with soap and water, and get to scrubbing. It's pretty plain and simple. You're allowed to teach your kid real life experiences while doing real life things and not taking them out of socializing and learning things that are going to help them in the real world. I think it's crazy that parents like this exist. Though I'm not saying that these parents are abusing these kids or are neglecting them, because I don't know what's going on inside their home. I don't know what's going on behind the stuff that they post. I just see what I see, and that is you're telling your child to shush after they're asking you a question, even though that's basically your job now. It feels very neglectful, and honestly, it just feels like you just didn't want to pay for them going to school anymore. Thank you so much for watching this video. I am so sorry if it seems kind of out of place or if it's just a lot of nonsense going on and on and on and on. That's just who I am as a person. I tried my best to try to make some sense of it, though I probably did not do a very good job. That wraps up my video, basically. I'd just like to say thank you so much for watching. You should totally subscribe to become one of my little sidekicks, and I'll see you next time. Signing out, your hero, Abigail.